Okay, let's have a little look then. Let's check if we're live, and we'll check on multiple streams if we're live. Let's check if we're live, Dave.
Oh no, they're in the chat.
Not yet, not yet. I do need to check. Instagram is all good, and we're going to go live on Instagram, so make sure that's all good. I wish it was as seamless, but with Instagram, it's a little bit of a. It takes 10 seconds longer to kind of go in, but great to see that we're live on there, and I will just check that we're live on Facebook as well.
We're so live. Vicky's just sent a message in saying you're not live.
You're not live. Okay, that is worrying.
Could be alarming.
Live. That is.
We are live, I guarantee you.
Definitely.
Because Davey Squire's turned up.
It's a nice mug, Dave. Cliff?
Yeah, it's a Cliff mug.
What about this mug? It's far better.
Is it? If I turn it,
I like Cliff.
Turn it round. See, no, a brand partner. You see, I've got.
There, exactly.
Cliff.
Exactly.
Made with bits of real Cliff.
Was that your American accent?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to be like get some free stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. It's I've been holding Dave back from he's been gagging literally since coming back to talk about Machu Picchu.
I forgot about it now.
It's been that long, is it? 2.5 weeks.
When did we go?
Yeah. We got back about 2.5 weeks ago. No, it's great to see everyone on anyway and talking about Machu Picchu.
Picchu.
We'll definitely, we'll obviously talk about that. We'll talk about other stuff as well. Who we got on the chat then, guys?
Marky V.
Yeah, if you have joined us, do drop in the comments. Yeah, we've got David Squire, we've got Angus, of course. Angus is always like one of the first there every time. We've got Victoria.
Mickey Gibbo.
We got Jerome as well, Marky V. Hey Mark, how you doing, mate? I hope life is good.
What does the P stand for?
In
JP.
Maybe Jerome can fill us in. I don't know. Probably his middle name.
I've always wondered how we pronounce, because his second name's French, I think. So, Etoff.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but because
Kate as well. Hey Kate, how you doing?
I see it as like Etoff.
I think so.
Like a challenge.
And then we got on Insta, we've got lots and lots of viewers as well, which is awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. And yeah, Machu Picchu, it's mad. I know last week we did the winner announcement for Everest Base Camp.
We did.
We really wanted to not, let up an opportunity because we just come back from Machu Picchu to talk about it. And I know it was a special trip, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got to say, probably one of my faves.
Okay.
It's funny because whichever trip I've done last is usually one of my favorites for the best. Until I do another one, and then that one becomes my favorite. But I'm thinking, no, I genuinely loved Machu Picchu. We did the Tomokawa route.
Yeah.
So a little off the beaten path. Pretty much there was no one else around. There was one other group of Evertrekkers who were there. But if they weren't there, you would have had nothing but the mountain and the animals around you. So it was amazing. I've just noticed a big red thing on our screen there.
It's okay.
It's always been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I've just spotted
It's one of our older screens.
Yeah. I've never spotted it before.
It's on there.
But
you can't see it if you're on the camera, guys.
No.
This is just what we can see.
So yeah, no, there was loads to talk about though because I've got loads of thoughts about the trip.
Nice. Okay.
I'm going to come up with my favourite and least favourite things about the Machu Picchu trip.
Okay.
I think the least favourite things people will be quite interested in.
I think as well. I noticed that obviously my second time doing this route, and certainly last time it was back in 2022 was the last time I did it. And it woke up on the Tomokawa route for day two, but obviously night one.
Yeah.
And it was like 6 inches of snow. It was nice to kind of I loved it. It was epic, but we couldn't do Tokto Pass.
No.
And I know that was actually, I'm sure we'll come on to it. Was one of the highlights. It was one of the challenges, man. I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's great. That Tokto Pass day was one of the days that made it feel like a real, like there's always there's always a day, because whenever you go on these treks and they're guided and you're supported, there's always some days which are quite easier than others, and there's always one day that kind of reminds you about what you've bitten off. And I would say the Tokto, you've got to make sure you're hungry for adventure that day because you basically wake up in the morning, how's it going? Eat breakfast, and then you start.
It's brutal.
And it's like 4 hours of up, but with 2 false summits.
Yeah.
So you're going to get to one false summit and you're like, oh my God, I made it. And then you look up and you're like, oh no. And then you got to go up again. But honestly, probably one of my all-time favorite moments was topping out on Tokto with Mount Salcante.
It's always emotional whenever you get to the kind of the high point or the challenge. Like obviously this is about going to Machu Picchu, but you can't get around that on the trekking side, on the way there, reaching the high point because the views were amazing of Mount Salcantay and back down the valley.
What was the other mountain called?
Humantai.
Yeah.
And then you had what was the other begins with a V mountain, which is right next to, not far from Machu Picchu.
I want to say like a Victoria, but it's not Victoria. But it's a name though, isn't it?
It's a name.
Vanessa?
Nope.
Do you know it?
It's in there.
Right. Okay. If I just keep guessing, Mount.
I almost said Vivian then, but it's not Vivian.
Are you sure it's V?
You're not allowed to search.
Oh God damn!
You've got to go deep. You know it is. You know it is.
I know it is.
Because I guarantee you, someone else is going to put it in the chat now and it'll pop up.
Yeah, but they're going to search.
This is like a geography quiz now. Okay, what is the mountain near Machu Picchu that's covered in snow that begins with a V? And it is a lady's name. That is.
And we're 100% sure it's V. We're 80% sure it begins with a V.
I'm almost 90% sure it begins with a V.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'm sure Bri will get it. And I'm not literally reaching my pocket to pull out the answer.
Yeah. It's driving me nuts. Carry on. but no, it was amazing.
You've hit a deep end now, a dead end because it's in your brain.
It'll come back.
See if anyone on Instagram has jumped in and has known this because it's interesting. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people now who will. Here we go. Can't find it. They can't find it.
Amazing.
Never mind. The Mount Salcantay is the main route anyway, especially on the Tomokaea.
Yeah.
There we go.
Veronica. Yeah, it was V.
Veronica.
Yeah.
I wonder if Vicky Googled that. She probably.
No, Vicky knew that just from.
She knew that. She knew. I'm only looking because she's through the door over there.
Well, Vicky's been to Peru, so she might have known it actually. So I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Although I reckon that was Googled because she initially put I can't find it. but no, it was it was an absolutely amazing trip. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin about it because
let's begin at the start. Arriving into Cusco because I think. Like personally, I know we obviously all of our trips start in Cusco now. What did you think in Cusco?
I loved Cusco. It was amazing. I mean, the adventure for me started on the flight to Miami, but that's a different story.
And is it because I know when we were putting this out on socials and on emails, we're talking about unexpected things that happen.
This is my least favorite.
Surprises.
My least favorite bit.
It's up to you whether you want to share the
journey. Obviously, whenever you go traveling, whenever you go to a far-flung region of the world, there's a chance you're going to pick up some food poisoning. I picked up mine. I think Heathrow might have been where I picked it up, which is quite far from Wales.
It's very far. It's about 3 hours.
So it's pretty far. And I boarded the flight to Miami. Everything was going well. I was watching Alien Earth on my iPad. It was really good, enjoying the season. And then I was like, my stomach doesn't feel great. I should be fine. I didn't know that was the start of about 5 days of absolute torment.
And did you trust your mind when you said it'll be fine?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, I did, and I shouldn't have. Like there was, yeah.
It was a fun flight.
It was a horrendous flight.
I think, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because I know I'm sure everyone on here has had a dodgy belly at some point. And there's never a good time, is it?
A long haul.
But certainly going to Miami is never the best time.
Honestly, I will say.
Certainly not for your friends.
The stress was almost unbearable.
Yeah.
Because it was like every 10 minutes.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was almost unbearable, the stress. But
you got through it.
Yeah, you literally just gotta try and ignore it. Just get through it and just pretend everything's okay.
And we're going to go from the, I was going to say a rude word there, but we're going to go from the journey of toilets to Cholar Pass.
What?
We have, I think Adrian and Sarah live from Zongla who are on their Ultimate Island Peak trip. Because how you got signal? That's amazing.
Modern world, huh?
And I hope it's been okay. I've seen the pictures and we'll be getting updates from the team there. The weather looks like it's been super challenging. So. Yeah, it looks like a winter wonderland out there, but I bet not as easy as that.
Yeah, I'm sure Adrian, Sarah, hope you're doing well, guys. Smashing it, keep it going.
Exactly.
But yeah, just to nip over to the other side of the world real quick. So arriving in Cusco, I will say I loved it. So definitely a new experience. and I have a couple of thoughts
Okay.
on it. So one is Cusco's what, 3,000? I mean, it depends whether you've got Andy's watch, which is set around 800 meters higher than everyone else. But because I'm always like, yeah, I got 3-4, and Andy's like, oh, I'm nearly summiting Everest here, mate. But what I loved about it was, yeah, you're arriving at, say, depending on where you stay, right? Because it's definitely 3.2 to like 3.5.
Yeah, Cusco's, yeah,
and because it's quite a tall city in terms of where you can go. You know, you can go quite high in Cusco and quite low in Cusco. But you're over 3,000 meters. You're over 3.2, and landing in at that altitude, I was curious because how's the altitude going to affect me when I land in Cusco? Because what's really peculiar is no one has anxiety landing in Cusco. No one really worries about the altitude. But yet you put them in Namche, which is almost the same height.
Yeah,
everyone has a lot of worry about it.
It's interesting.
And it's because of the environment. Yeah. When you're in Cusco, you feel like you could be at a city in sea level. Like there's a McDonald's there that, you know, I saw a Starbucks, you know. By the way, Cusco's way more cultured than that.
I was going to say,
I'm just trying
far better places to go.
There are, and some of the Peruvian coffee is outstanding. So we didn't frequent those big chains. However, I just want to. It serves to highlight how normal everything feels.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
But when you're in Namche, you've landed on a plane like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And you're in Namche, and there's nothing around you but helicopters flying over, mountains, snow-capped, and you feel more remote. And I think that seems to highlight the fact, wow, I'm at altitude.
So do we think that definitely the surroundings can kind of assist or not assist?
100%.
In the altitude way.
And, you know, I've noticed that people at Namche, where they've got altitude, it's a bit of a worry because of where they are.
Yeah.
When you suffer a little bit of altitude at Cusco, everyone's laughing. And they find it funny because of where you are. I will say that when I got there, I was so exhausted from the flight. That's one thing, man. It's a long way. But when we got there, I just went straight to bed and like just crashed out.
Yeah, I went out. The thing is, I obviously been to Cusco before. I bloody love the place.
Yeah.
They have amazing coffee. And, you know, it's like first day on the trip. And, you know, it was actually a day before everyone was due to arrive anyway. So naturally, what's the first thing you do? Well, right, we're going for a beer.
Yeah.
After 34 hours of traveling, we were like, no, I don't need sleep. Let's go for a beer. So
yeah, not me.
We went out with a few of the Evertrekkers, and yeah, it was good. You are right though. Like the surroundings make a big difference because we went to a couple of different restaurants and places overlooking the main square.
Yeah, exactly.
Like with a veranda, and you've got an amazing view there with like the basilica, and you've got basically some of the essentially some of the Spanish and the kind of the churches that are built on Incan foundations, really. And that's another story. Obviously, the history is quite brutal. But it's amazing when you get there, just the view and just to soak up the atmosphere.
It was amazing. I mean, like I said, the first day, the only atmosphere I soaked up was inside my room. I was just really glad to have my own personal porcelain.
Yeah.
The next day, woke up and
porcelain.
That was my first experience of Cusco. To be honest, it was I opened the door and I was like, oh, light. Walked out, got breakfast, and then we went and did the day tour, and we went to I'm going to call it Sexy Mama.
Sexy Woman.
Sexy Woman.
Sexy
Waman.
Sexy Waman. Yeah.
Sexy Waman, which is I would argue one of the more interesting.
It's quite impressive, isn't it?
Inca ruins that you've got there, and it's on like day 2. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we're walking around, and they've got these giant blocks, and that's the day when you really start to learn about sort of a little bit of the Incan history. The guides are so passionate. It was amazing. However, I loved the bit where we went to where the alpacas and the llamas are. And they're really well looked after animals, and they basically make a lot of the stuff out of the wool. I was going to buy a hoodie, but it was a bit expensive. But because it was really high quality and it's legitimate, and you know the source, so it's come from a really good place. I love that day. It was great.
It was a good day. It was essentially any time you're exploring Cusco and obviously before the trek, because I think the one thing I realized and come to know about why people like Machu Picchu so much is that it's got lots of bits.
Yeah.
It's got lots of sections. It's not just, you know, and all of our trips are different in their own right, but, you know, just to use Everest Base Camp as an example, you kind of got Kathmandu, and it's kind of bookended by Kathmandu, and then you've got just the trek. Whereas Machu Picchu has got that Cusco bit. It's got the tour. Obviously, we did Rainbow Mountain. Then you've got the trek. Then you've got the kind of easy bits, really, which is go into Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
The train. We'll obviously come onto that. Then you've got kind of like the Sacred Valley, and then if you want to, then you've got Lima, you've got the Amazon, you've got the other stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how, for me, having backpacked like years ago in my 20s a couple of times, it kind of reminds me of that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Peru, because the food's awesome, it's cheap to get around, and there's so much to do.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I loved it, see, because most of the trips that I've ever done have been that sort of, you arrive in a place, you start the trek, and almost the entire trek journey is the trekking side of it. And really, you don't have that long before and after. But what I did really enjoy about Machu Picchu trip, and this might appeal to certain people over, say, who don't want to take on like an EVC and just be in the mountains for 11 days. I think that's amazing, but it might not be to everyone. Also, there might be people who are thinking like, I don't know if I may have the fitness, but I've got a hip issue or whatever. I can't do 11 days.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu trip is perfect because it is pieced together. It's like a modular trip. And I loved it because you've got those like 3 days of quite tough hiking, but they're preceded and ended by some quite comfortable days in nice accommodation. But you don't feel like you're cheating because you're exploring the entire time. So one of my favorite days, we'll talk about the trek itself, but was actually after the trek when you go to Ollantaytambo.
It's a great little place. Yeah.
Probably my all-time favorite. It's funny because everyone was saying, some people are like, no, I loved Aguas Calientes, and other people say, no, I think Cusco was my favorite. Ollantaytambo was my favorite place.
Yeah.
I think because it blended everything that I really loved about these little Peruvian towns.
It was
like
spot.
cobbled streets.
Yeah.
There was like the little river going through, little stream. There was a nice big market. We could get great souvenirs. There was loads of like restaurants and bars and like coffee places. It was really, really good. And you've just literally finished trekking the day you're doing that. So we literally got there, brilliant. You have a shower, and then you're straight back out, and you're having an amazing time again. I just loved it.
It is weird though, that kind of juxtaposition from you're really remote, because the Tomokaea, there's no getting around it. Like, and it's super special, is that it's a lot more remote than say the Inca Trail, and it is fantastic because you've got sort of 3 nights, 4 days. So you've got 3 nights camping, 4 days of trekking, and it's very remote. You hardly see anyone you'll be visiting. You're in like glaciated valleys. You've got amazing mountains. It's very green and lush at the beginning. Obviously, as you get higher, it gets very glaciated. Then you kind of come down then into the old like Incan, essentially, because a lot of the trails out there, they're all Inca trails. The Inca Trail that everyone knows is just a section that is labeled as the Inca Trail, which has obviously become very popular. But there's a lot of trails that were used by the Incans, included on the Tomokaea route. They were regularly used. They were commercial routes. Going back from Cusco, because back in the day, Cusco was the capital of the Incans. It's interesting learning about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Machu Picchu was the house of the royals, essentially. And they're all, it's all a hypothesis, really. None of it is evidenced or proven because they got no writing to prove one way or the other. But that's what, from the evidence they've got, that's what they've said.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting just going from that remote region. Then you got a little bit of the Inca Trail, and the next thing you know, you're like, you've got all the comforts of home.
Yeah, no,
it's mad.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That's what genuinely surprised me, because in my mind, I always like to think, I'm a hardcore traveler, throw me in a tent for a month. That's how I'm happiest. But you know what? Actually, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I don't think I'm happier or unhappier. And I've realized on this trip that I enjoy different experiences.
Interesting.
And one of the types of experiences that I like is combining like urban exploration in these amazing little towns with the trekking side of things. And that's what it really does. It combines like history with like remote mountain regions and hiking and altitude and camping, and then these lovely little towns and like a nice hotel room and a hot shower and good meals, but you're also exploring and learning the entire time. So I never once ever felt like I was in a void, like between two activities. It did seamlessly flow. And I loved it. I genuinely thought it was one of the best trips I've ever been on.
It's interesting. I mean, and thanks for all the comments so far as well, guys. Any questions about Machu Picchu or any trip? I know a lot of people obviously following on from last week with the winner announcement for the Everest Base Camp trip. Any Everest Base Camp questions, do chuck in as well. But good question, actually. I think this is from Megan on YouTube. Did you have coca leaf tea?
We did. every morning. It was great. Do you know what? That was so gutting because I was going to buy like a bag of coca leaves to bring back with me for like tea and stuff. And I thought, you know what? I might just Google it, see if you're allowed to bring them in. They're classed as a Class A drug in the UK. So you bring a little bag of leaves for tea, you get nicked.
It's crazy how it's kind of, I suppose it's probably misunderstood in terms of the amount of, what drug, as they call it. Because chatting to the locals is used normally.
Yeah, well, it's just
but it's very different to the white stuff you see in this country.
Yeah, well, cocaine is very, very far away from coca leaves.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. Coca. Well,
from what we're told,
because we were learning a little bit about it,
exactly,
just because it was interesting. And but there's lots of like that. It's not the same thing. Like one just kind of is one ingredient you need to make the other. However, the coca tea was amazing. So every morning when you're on the trek, I think you generally wake up at around 5:30, 6 maybe. Generally, you start off with early mornings, and then each day you get a little bit like an hour longer. It was great.
Yeah.
And then they bring you like coca tea to your tent. So you open the tent, zip, have the coca tea, go up, have another coca tea. It's basically just like coffee. It's just like good, but refreshing. It's the same as like having have everybody ever had fresh white tea? So just tea leaves brewed, no milk. It's kind of refreshing. It was lovely. But yeah.
It was really nice.
Everyone gets very chatty after it. They start talking about how there are all these systems that keep us in place. But
no, it's really good. And Megan, it definitely. I mean, altitude sickness is so much that can affect it. If you've been on here before, and we talk a lot about hydration and the speed at which you travel at altitude. It certainly helps in terms of like people's mindset of altitude, because it's like having a coffee. It can perk you up a little bit.
Yeah.
And the locals do say it helps with the altitude. So it's like anything, even if it's kind of got this effect that, because I don't know how it helps altitude, but certainly it's similar to kind of like, I suppose you could say Diamox. We know it helps. We know it helps at altitude, from all of our experience and seeing it used in the field. But don't know the specifics how it works. But certainly when it comes to coca leaf tea, everyone had it and quite enjoyed it. And then actually it was like, oh man, wouldn't be worth taking these back, but obviously you can't.
Oh no,
in certain parts of the world.
Part of me was like, shall I risk it? Oof. And I was like, not with a Class A drug.
No.
Especially going via Miami, in the States and all that. And you had to recheck your luggage at Miami. And they do that purely so they can rescan the bags to make sure that you're not doing anything like that. So I was like, this whole system is designed to catch me out, and I'll end up doing 10 years or something because I bought a bag of tea leaves.
If and just moving on, because I know we it's mad. We've been chatting 25 minutes already, talking about Machu Picchu itself.
Oh yeah, we did go there.
Which is mad, isn't it? Because I suppose, and it's really interesting because, me and Dave, we're quite into traveling, obviously, working for Evertrek and running the company. But obviously previous to that, we travel a lot. And naturally, you get these things that don't quite go to plan. And when we were out there, we experienced quite a lot of protests, didn't we?
Yeah, so...
It's a bit mad.
To be fair, they had a point. So
they did have a point.
The train that runs from like Ollantaytambo to Aguas Calientes. Aguas Calientes is a purpose-built town at the base of Machu Picchu. And that's what it's there for, really. It serves the tourism industry for those people that want to go up. You can't drive there, so you've either got to get the train or you've got to walk. There's no other way, really. So we were waiting for the train, and in between the route, there were some protests where locals had blocked the line.
Yeah.
As far as I can understand, it all stemmed from the contract that was given to the train company to operate that train was done potentially without full due diligence, and they were very unhappy about that.
It was a bit dodgy.
And I think,
you can't get around it.
And I think it's because the train, goes through their land, and I don't know if they fully benefit or not, or if they're not, or if they weren't consulted, or if they were. I'm not entirely sure what the main issue was, but either way, they were quite rightly, protesting, and that's the most effective way they can protest. And so, the kind of the power to the people side of my brain is thinking, good for you. The I want to go to Machu Picchu side of my brain was a little bit like, oh God, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because we had, we were sitting there waiting for hours at the train station thinking, okay, we're just going to bide our time. Hopefully the locals will come to an agreement. And then we were like, okay, we're not going to be able to get the train today. So we're going to have to do another route, which is a 6-hour drive followed by a 3-hour walk. And I wasn't filled to bits with that because I was worried that we were going to get there and not be able to get back. But you've got to go with the flow with these things.
Yeah, that's
So
travel, isn't it?
we go up to the hotel. We've given in. We're not getting the train. Gutted. And we call the coaches. The minibuses turn up. I'm on the minibus. And we're packed and we're waiting to go. And then we hear a train horn go. And one of the guys says, I'm just going to go and check what's going on.
Yeah, because I said, have they just left?
Yeah.
And I was like, please say no. Or please say yes in one way.
And then it was literally, he comes back, right, everyone off, come on, back down to the train station. So we literally, I think I had half a sandwich in my bag. So I had to run down. And then another issue then was, okay, we're in carriage J. So we walked down to J. And I think you got on.
Well,
But I don't think they checked your name, right? They just, oh, yeah, you're on. And then when I got on.
Probably to do with me, though. I probably just went, yeah, okay, thank you. And then walked straight on. And I was like, why can't you guys get on?
Then they couldn't check my name at all. Yeah, and I was sitting there and the guys, and luckily we had Lena, who's an amazing, she works with the local team. She speaks the language. So she stepped out of the queue to sit alongside me because I had no idea what was happening. You got to imagine you're not on like a platform. You're like on the track next to a train. The train's busting cool. Steam and whatever. And everyone's like, ah, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, follow me. And then you're like, okay, pick up your bag, walk down to carriage M, got on carriage M, first class. So I was like,
we were very lucky.
Amazing. I was like, I've gone from being kicked off the train to first class. And so then we had I think that's just luck of the draw. So our two Evertrack groupers were all put in the first class carriage. Certainly that's not normal. You shouldn't expect it, but I think they were just like, we don't care what carriages they are. We need to get all these backed up passengers to Aguas Calientes.
And it kind of worked out well, didn't it? Because we obviously got to Aguas Calientes. We were able to see Machu Picchu, which was amazing. Obviously, because of the protest, it meant that one of the days we couldn't actually do one of the best trekking days, which is getting to the Sun Gate. And with these protests, luckily that they were resolved in a few days, but unfortunately the day after, because some of us, we had sort of future plans, we had to walk out of there. So again, the next day there were no trains.
Yeah.
Some of our Evertrackers who decided, because we had a couple of groups there and they stayed in Aguas Calientes. They couldn't get out to the day after. We were quite lucky, but we walked the railway to about 2.5, 3 hours.
It was great.
Which was fun, and it was like in the evening. We managed then to get to Cusco and catch our flight the day after.
Yeah, just as simple as that.
It was. It wasn't as simple though, was it? But
no,
that's part of the adventure.
I loved it, and had we had left at like 11 in the morning,
it would have been easier. Yeah.
It would have been a much easier day. But the reason why we struggled, we didn't struggle. The walk on the railway was really good. What I loved about it was we set off 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5, and it gets dark.
4, yeah.
Yeah, it got dark quite early, like 8 o'clock, 8:30. So half of it you're walking along, and you could kind of see Machu Picchu and the bits of the citadel.
It was cool seeing it from a different angle, wasn't it?
And then you're walking along the train tracks. It's like Stand By Me, just like walking down there. And then it went dark, and almost immediately I saw fireflies like blinking.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It was like you were really walking through the stars. They were just blinking. I'd never seen them before, so that was amazing. And then you experience, you get to this area of the train track where there's all these little local shops set up on either side.
Yeah.
And it's 11 o'clock at night, and you're thinking, this is mad. What's going on? And then I went and bought a Inca Cola, which is great. It's kind of like Iron Brew, and a Mars bar. And then we got into the minibus, and then we had the 6-hour drive. It was actually less than 6 hours.
Yeah.
To Cusco via Ali Taitambo to get our bags, and it was pitch black, so we couldn't see anything. And what was amazing about this journey was that it was on the smoothest road I've ever... No, a total opposite. It was on the bumpiest road that I've ever been on in my entire life.
I think you say smoothest because it was crazy.
It was like, you were literally and then we got back to, when was it? Cusco.
Yeah.
I think 1 in the morning, 12:30, 1?
Yeah, it was quite late.
Yeah, and I made to get up at 5?
Yeah, something like that. It was. We had a few hours sleep, and then we were able to get to the airport then and get out of there.
It's adventure.
It was exactly, and it's one of those that, we obviously you want things to go to plan, but this is travel. This is adventure.
It was great. Absolutely.
Inca Cola, the yellowest thing on.
I know, it's strange, isn't it?
It's pretty much iron brew.
Yeah.
I remember having it going. If I close my eyes here, I'm on a mountain. It's windy.
The taste is iron brew. The color isn't quite iron brew though.
No,
the color is more.
Definitely.
I'm not entirely sure what color it is, to be honest with you, but it is like an luminous yellow.
It is,
and it's really great. But yeah, that was how we got out of Aguas Calientes. Machu Picchu itself, just to backtrack all the way down the tracks, was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
Really loved it. Do you know what? It's one of those things where it's funny. We're all talking about our highlights, right? And for me, I don't know if Machu Picchu was the highlight of the whole trip for me.
But it's the same.
Amazing. I really am hesitant because I don't want to put people off.
No, but it's the same as like when you go to Everest Base Camp or anything. It's amazing being there, but actually the 11 or 12 days before is what makes the trip. And I think we have it on all of our trips.
That's what I was trying to say. Was did I love Machu Picchu? Yeah, it was amazing. You've been looking at this place probably since you were a kid, and you've seen it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden to be there is a weird feeling. It's almost like, not to get too weird about it, but it's almost like the first time I ever remember seeing it was in a book, probably a penguin book or something, in school when I was about 7.
Yeah.
And now I'm 42 and I'm stood in the same place where the picture was taken for that book that I read. So if I looked over, I could almost see 7-year-old me right there going, nice one, mate. It took you a while, but you've actually closed that book now.
It's a special place to be. I mean, even it was my second time visiting Machu Picchu. There's no getting about when you arrive. There's that amazing feeling that you're there.
Classic photo.
When we get everyone up to the classic photo, and then the cloud comes in, we're like, oh my god, I can't see it then. Typically, you did.
I did. I'm not messing around, mate. I wanted to get up. Everyone else, because when you first arrive in, when you get off the coach, you have like a bit where you walk up these platforms.
Yeah.
And each one there's like a little viewing area, but I know that the highest one is the classic photo. So I'm thinking, well, I can look at this stuff on the way down. I'm getting up. Yeah. So I ran to the top, got the picture, and then everyone else arrives and the clouds come in. Gutted.
I know. We have
early worm. Early worm?
Early bird catches the worm.
Early worm gets the picture, mate.
The early worm.
Early worm.
Right, we've got some questions. I know on Instagram and Facebook as well, because I know not all about Machu Picchu, but that's fine. That's it. We can answer any question. I know Angie said just got back from Peru was amazing. Pritesh did a couple of things. I think it was more around how often do you have toilet wee breaks on the trail? I asked because I have an overactive bladder. And that is Brooke is on here as well. Awesome.
Brooke.
But yeah, Dave, I suppose on the remote areas, there's it's nature, isn't it? You're in the mountains.
Nature's baños.
Yes, that's it. Natural baños. Yeah, natural toilets.
So
it's everywhere basically.
You get a toilet break whenever you need a toilet break. They set up camp for lunch, and then you get the final camp.
Yeah.
So there'll be definitely 3 points on the trail: the beginning, the middle, and the end, where you'll have an actual like portable chemical toilet. But in between those, natural baños. So that's a good rock. Actually, my advice is always if you see a good rock and you think that's a good
go to the next
look
one.
harder, because about 1,000 people before you have thought that's a good rock. So I look for the rock that's beyond the good rock, just so I can be in nature's cleanest.
Although in that region there's not a lot of traffic.
No, hardly any. I mean, I will say that's more of an EBC tip. I didn't see anyone on that trail. Everywhere was pristine, beautiful. I just saw Sandy said, I can't wait to convince my fiance to let's go to Machu Picchu. Any advice on convincing them? I've actually got a great idea for you, Sandy. So what you're going to do, you're going to book the trip for you and your fiance, but it's a surprise for them. Like it's a gift. Guess what, Andy? For your birthday, I've booked us to go to Machu Picchu.
I'd be very happy with that.
Exactly. But if they don't want to go, they're going to have to weigh up being ungrateful, really hurting your feelings. It's really so. Most people go, oh, great, yeah, no, it's great, even if they don't want to. So
I think it's a really good idea, Sandy.
Really good.
Yeah, and we can obviously help you out with that.
So. Yeah, 100%, Sandy. And do you know what? I will personally, Sandy, record a video for you to your fiance going, hello, fill in their name, This is a great gift from Sandy. She thinks about you so often. You really deserve a break. And you know what? She's decided to take you to Machu Picchu. God, you're a lucky guy.
Sandy, see, it's all there. It's all there. And Dave's available to do this for everyone, by the way, who wants to convince their partner or family or dog or cat to go on holiday.
I'll do it once for free for Sandy. Fine. Everyone else, it's £15. Get me on Cameo. £15 is a bargain on Cameo.
Alison, how you doing? Good to see you on here. We're doing the Tomakea route. Well done. Next year is an opportunity to get into the hot springs. Yes. So when you're in Aguas Calientes, because you'll have free time. You'll have on Machu Picchu. You do have, I'd say, more free time than you do on most other trips. So yeah, definitely you do get some free time in the afternoon, so you can go there. Like some people had massage, some people went and had a beer. Some people went and had shopped in the markets. So you do get like an afternoon basically where you can get to go there. It's the hot springs. I think they used to be hotter. I went there about 3 years ago and used them, and there was only one of the pools there were actually very hot. Some of they're warm. But well worth a visit, definitely. I'd say when you get to Aguas Calientes, which is basically where you the base really of seeing Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
There's so much to do there. Some people who wanted to do the hot springs, they kind of bailed on that idea and did something else, just because there's other things to do. But see what it's like when you get there. But take your swimwear, obviously.
I was one of the bailers.
You bailed, yeah.
I bailed because when I got to Aguas, I did think, shall I go sit in the hot spring or shall I hit the market?
You like a good market.
I love a market. And actually, Aguas Calientes, I will say, is a little bit of an advice. It's like a service station, right? It's captured you as a tourist. Where other towns, they know you're passing through, so they've got to kind of give you a good deal. Where this place, they've got you locked in, so the prices are a little higher. Yeah. However, I did find the motherload. The t-shirt of all t-shirts.
You should wear that.
I should have wore it today. I'll wear it on the next Tuesday tune-in. Yeah. It's the greatest t-shirt ever bought. Alice Diarujo. It's a good name.
Hey Alice, how you doing?
You're doing the traditional Inca Trail with us in September. Good choice. Yeah. What should you expect in terms of weather, therefore kit, day, night, and also what to expect in terms of altitude sickness and scrambling effort, perhaps in comparison to Kili, which a friend of yours has done? I would say scrambling effort, 0. There's no scrambling or anything like that. It's going to be quite warm during the day, I would say. In September, it could be quite warm.
Yeah.
Generally, it's not going to go below sort of 10, 15 degrees. It might get quite cold at night. I don't know if it'll approach 0. That really depends on if there's a cold snap or anything like that. But generally speaking, I would be trekking in quite light stuff. So I had, on my trek, I bought 1 trousers, 1 shorts, and 3 base layers, 2 short sleeve, 1 long sleeve, a fleece, a waterproof jacket, and a down jacket is all I brought pretty much and then pants, socks, all that stuff. So yeah, pack quite light, pack quite warm, but do have stuff in there for cold weather as well. Altitude, actually, it's not that bad. So one of the highest points on the trek is sort of Cusco, when you're on the natural Inca Trail. So you arrive at Cusco, there isn't a acclimatization hike. I don't expect you to suffer any severe altitude symptoms. You can take Diamox, which if you're going to use on the Machu Picchu trip, it's probably best you start it in Cusco, because that's sort of the highest, and then keep taking it till you get back to Cusco. But certainly most people don't ever get severe altitude sickness on the Inca Trail trip.
Exactly. I think Sandy really likes your idea. I think she should really look at Bry's idea, because I think that is also a good idea. But just maybe a bit more expensive. But Bry, that is a cracking idea, actually.
Yeah.
Sandy, read Bry's comment on there. That is brilliant. Who was it? I think around best time. I think it was Jerome, actually. What's the best time of year to go to Machu Picchu? Hey, Jerome, it's good to see you back, mate. I haven't seen you for a few weeks. I hope life is all good. You're enjoying retirement. So Machu Picchu, essentially from kind of April, I'd say, to October is kind of the time to go. Now, the busiest times are July and August, because, holiday season, especially, you're thinking of the US holidays as well. September and October, really. October is when technically rainy season starts. So obviously we got 4 seasons here in the UK. In Peru, they kind of say it's dry season or rainy season. So kind of similar to Nepal, you could say. And rainy season kind of starts in October and goes through to March. Every February, Machu Picchu is actually closed. They actually closed it in February and March last year because obviously there was a lot of rain, so they closed it. So yeah, for us in terms of getting permits and when you're allowed to go, you can go any time other than the February and March. But from when we say the best time to go, it's any time between April and up to kind of the end of September, really. I mean, I've been in September twice. It's great. It's a great time to go. It's quieter because you're kind of on the shoulder season, but that is a risk of sort of rain and sometimes like mist, sort of colder weather. But yeah, you mentioned about June as well. We're doing it in June. That's a really good time to go. Yeah, definitely. That's for Alison. Really good time to go because again, June is kind of not the busiest time, so it's shoulder. And obviously, you would have come out of rainy season, so June could be a good time to go. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Let's have a quick look. I did see one regarding Wendy. Biggest issue having is sorting out your flights. Any advice? UK based or looking Heathrow.
Nice.
Heathrow is definitely the best. I'd probably recommend British Airways to Lima. So you'll have a change somewhere. I think that'll be in Miami. So but there are other ones which will change you in South America and stuff like that. But I think the easiest and most simplest one is sort of BA to Lima via Miami, and then all you need to do then is book your Lima to Cusco flight, which you can do via what are they called?
LATAM.
Yeah, LATAM.
They seem to be the big one out there. There's others called Sky, I think.
Avianca, I think, do them.
Avianca, yeah. LATAM is good. I know Mark mentioned Avianca. Pretty much if you go to Skyscanner and you go to any flight comparison, you'll be able to see the options because obviously I've been in Miami a couple of times. With BA and also Virgin as well. I'd say actually our experience was better with BA. I was quite surprised. I thought Virgin would be better, but there we go. But there are other ones as well. Like I think you do KLM. You can go via Madrid. There are airways that go that way, which tend to be a bit better from a time perspective because Miami, your time gets swallowed there because it's a bit of a process. We've got to kind of normally transiting. Like say you're going to Nepal. Your bag kind of gets, you don't have to pick your bag up and recheck it in. Whereas in Miami, you do, especially with Virgin and anyone that uses then, normally the flights from Miami to Peru are LATAM, working under Virgin. So yeah, you've got to then recheck it in. So yeah, there's a little bit of that to think about. It's all fine. It's not difficult. It just takes a little bit longer time. That's all.
Disappointed with Miami, to be honest. Didn't like that airport.
Yeah, you prefer everyone's. I almost like I really like Lima. I thought it was brilliant.
Lima was good. Yeah. Lima was good. Miami, I just thought was. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't tend to research airports at all, but I think in my mind, and I know this isn't true about Miami, broadly speaking, but in my mind, it's like a very glamorous place. So I think the airport was going to be like one of those Dubai airports, that sort of thing. And when you get there, it's not that at all. Megan, I think it's a YouTube comment. I went by Madrid. What airline do you use to go by Madrid? Because I actually think if I was going to go back, I might go that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think I know some people who on our trip went that way as well and said it was a better experience.
Yeah. So Megan, drop us a message. Let us know what airline you use.
I think it might be Avianca or KLM. They go that way.
Yeah. No, I think I would be. Because that was the only downside. It's a long way away, Cusco.
It's a long way.
It's 34 hours door to door, was it?
Yeah, I think it's because big layover.
Big layover.
Changing. But I think especially long distance travel and long haul, it's certainly getting South America. There's no easy way to get there.
No, the lounge,
but it's worth it.
We booked the lounge. Yeah. It's like $50, so about 30 quid. And to be honest, if you've got like a 6-hour layover or even a 5-hour layover, I would highly recommend the lounge, just spending that 30 quid, because you're going to spend $15 easy on food. Yeah. Maybe that might be close to $20 in the airport. You're only $10 away from the lounge, and when you get in there, you can charge your phone, you get free Wi-Fi, and you get loads of free food and drinks and stuff. So to me, it was well worth it.
Jerome asked earlier on. Sorry, Jerome, we missed this one, but you mentioned around. Hola amigos, yeah, you mentioned around, and it's not a silly question at all, but those of us wanting to practice the language, the locals all speak Spanish or some local dialect. Yeah, so a lot of people do speak English, but you know what, I think from what we found, learning a bit of Spanish is really handy. or Quechua as well, which is especially when you get to Machu Picchu and that area and Cusco, that's spoken a lot more.
How Cucho!
Especially on the trek, but Spanish is everyone speaks Spanish.
That was Quechua, by the way.
That was.
But let's get going.
It was. But if I'd learned some Spanish. Definitely helps. I know I did a little bit before. Certainly when we were there, it was brilliant.
Cerveza, por favor.
Exactly. Important.
Really important.
Anything else?
Aguas, por favor.
That's important. Yeah.
Coca-tea, por favor. Generally, I'm just asking for things.
I know. I was going to say, you're definitely going to be
Baños.
peeing.
Baños, por favor.
Now you know where that is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, perfect. With the current US situation, Madrid might be a safer option.
What's wrong with the US?
I don't know. Jerome knows.
I don't follow the news much. I mean, I follow like the in places we actually visit, but what is it kicking off over there?
I don't know.
No.
But as far as we're concerned, it's fine via Miami. Things. Hopefully, it's all good. I know it's different with visas and things like that. Going to Peru as well, you don't really need a visa coming from the UK. Depends on what country you're traveling from, but it's perfectly fine when you land.
You don't get a stamp though, guide.
I know. I was gutted around that. Although, did you get?
No, I didn't.
Adam did, didn't he? He got the Machu Picchu stamp.
In most of the towns and stuff, you can buy these. There are these like sellers that will stamp your passport for you with the Machu Picchu stamp.
Exactly.
I was gonna get one and I totally forgot.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Zacharia. Hello, Zach.
Hey, Zach, how you doing, mate? Over on, he's always on YouTube, isn't he? He loves it. He's clearly on YouTube a lot.
He's a YouTuber. He's of that generation.
He is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I know we're kind of coming towards the end now, and I know we talking a lot around Machu Picchu about our trip specifically. Dave, any final thoughts around your trip to Machu Picchu?
I would 100% do it again.
Nice.
I absolutely loved it. Some trips when I do, I think, oh, that was tough. Give that one a break before I do it again. Actually, when I got back, I was back about a week, and I thought, yeah, I'll go back and do that. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think there's so much to enjoy about Peru.
Yeah.
That I feel like it's one of those places where I could get something different out of it every time. The Amazon.
Yeah, I know we haven't really touched on it yet. And, we don't currently offer it, but we're not far.
We don't currently offer it.
Nice, Dave.
But yeah, see what I did?
I noticed.
I didn't give away anything, did I?
No, you didn't.
No,
anything at all.
Nothing at all. No one's any the wiser. But I would say that if you were thinking of doing the Amazon,
wait.
Hang fire, because you never know just when you're going to be able to book it. But it was amazing, absolutely fantastic. I got bit by a parrot. I would highly recommend going.
Exactly, and it's great as well because anyone that obviously if you're looking to go to Tomikea, book that. You can book any add-ons because when we're doing the Amazon, it's going to be an add-on. You can book that anytime.
Yeah.
We'll be letting everyone know. We're just working out costs and everything at the moment. But yeah, it's definitely on the card. So we're really excited about doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something that we wanted to do for a while, and obviously we tested it now and it's great, and we'll be able to offer that very, very soon.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that's been useful. We'll be back next week. I know we got over the next kind of coming weeks going to be a bit busy, but we'll be back next week for another Tuesday Tune. I hope it's been good today to everyone on YouTube as well. I noticed we've had lots of comments up there on Instagram. Thanks so much for everyone. Someone asked on Instagram, are you recording? Yes. So you'll be able to kind of rewatch it if you like after this is done. And also we do put it over on YouTube as well. So hopefully that helps, guys. But yeah, all right, we'll be back next week.
Take it easy.
See you guys.
Bye.